Okay, let's check on what everybody's been focused on here, of course, Scott, is how this is impacting so many people down there and where this storm is headed right now.
It's a slow mover, Steve, which is not good news when you're talking about a hurricane. It slowed it down when it was moving on shore. Still, the forward movement now is to the north-northwest at 9 miles per hour, and that center is 30 miles east-southeast of Baton Rouge. Now, winds around the center are sustained near about 105 miles per hour estimated. It's continuing then to move north as we go after midnight into the early morning hours, and then you notice downgrading to a tropical storm because of the friction of the land, allowing this to continue to weaken. But it's been a major hurricane as we've gone through the majority of the day today onshore. Now after midnight, we'll then continue to downgrade, and then through tomorrow downgrade to a tropical depression by about 7 o'clock just north of Jackson, Mississippi, then making its way into parts of Tennessee as a tropical depression, then continuing to make its way off to the north and to the northeast. So still looking at it, and the SAFFIR-SIMPSON scale, the measurement of the winds, at one point, the sustained winds at landfall with Ida were 150 miles per hour. If it made it up to 157, that would be a Category 5. So a very strong Category 4 hurricane when it made landfall. That's why the hurricane warnings continue, and you notice also inland tropical storm warnings continuing for a lot of Mississippi as Ida's continue to make its way to the north. Also, the storm surge, the other story, the storm surge warning continues in some spots. Now, even though the center of circulation is still making its way further to the north, you still have that onshore flow. So in some spots, 6 feet to 9 feet still of storm surge or higher in some spots. So that's been the concern as we've gone through the day. The satellite radar, you can definitely see that it still has that classic hurricane look. The hurricane force winds extend out 35 miles from the center, and the tropical storm force winds extend out 140 miles from that center of circulation. So definitely something we will keep our eyes on as we go through the remainder of the night. You can see as it made its way on shore, the well-defined eye then started to fill in, but look at it out over the open water. Really strong hurricane. So that's what we were watching through the day today and this morning, and also the rain continuing to pile up in some spots, already seeing more than a foot of rain over the past 48 hours. So the flood watches do continue, obviously, and flood emergencies in some spots. You can see another maybe 9 to 7 inches of rain possible on that northerly track, and will continue to make its way into the Tennessee Valley. Want to point out as well, there are a couple more areas in the Atlantic. We're dealing with tropical depression number 10. Will stay out over the open water. No worries there. Here is post-tropical cyclone Julian. Will remain over the North Atlantic, and no worries with that. But man, the tropics are getting active. We're not very active here in North Texas. We're going to be seeing a lot of sunshine and the heat. Unfortunately, we're going to see temperatures back to near 100 Tuesday and Wednesday, but feeling like the triple digits the next few days before then cooling back down to the mid-90s by Saturday and Sunday. You're watching CBS 11 News, the Ones for Texas weather. We'll be right back.